Hey guys, welcome back to Crossroads Explorers. This is an everyday life video. I'm actually crossing this over with my wife's channel, Three Girls and a Cup of Joe. Her link in the description will be down below. We made liquid laundry detergent, and she does stuff like this and other things on her channel. So go check it out. Go to her channel, subscribe to it, and now check out this video.
Okay guys, I'm just shaving some of the Fells naphtha and the soap into a little pot that we're going to cook it in. And if this seems too tedious for you, it's kind of like actually peaceful to me. You can always get out a cutting board and just cut slivers, little small pieces, so that they cook actually. You don't want big huge chunks, or it will take away some time from this breaking down in the pot. All right, I'll check back in with you when we're going to the next step. Hey guys, as you can see from the title, we are going to make our own laundry detergent today. It will save you tons of money. We're not going to do the powder one like I did before. We're going to do a liquid one with Tide in it. It's up to you. If you would rather do the powder, then go for it. Just stay tuned. I've got some pictures of some of the items that we use. And if you didn't see the picture, just stay tuned anyway and you'll see. Thanks. So what you're going to need for this recipe is some borax detergent booster. And you can use borax, as it says, as a multi-purpose household cleaner. This is a stain lifter also and helps reduce odors, as well as Arm & Hammer. It's a super washing soda. It's going to be a laundry booster as well. But you can also use it even on your silver, it says right there, and your outdoor furniture. It's a great thing to have around the house. But Arm & Hammer is known for getting rid of smelly things too. And then the next thing we're going to need is water, which I have a tap in my kitchen full of, and we're going to need some Tide. Now the last batch I made, I used this 40-ounce size of Tide, and I didn't like, I loved it, but I wish it were just a little bit more bubbly. So I'm going to use one 40-ounce and probably a half of another 40-ounce. And, you know, my dog Leah, she is over there really playing in her bowl. She thinks it's a swimming pool. Anyway, I also calculated up how much 5 gallons were. That's how much this recipe is going to do, 5 gallons. So I have all my containers. I know some of them look kind of crazy, but I got their ounces, and I figured out what all I'm going to need to make this. I've also got an old trash can. Sorry about that. You guys see Leah? And now she found herself a bag. I found an old trash can that we weren't using, and it says 6 gallons. So I know just to go a little bit under the top to the sticker, I guess, to make this. I'm not going to make it up here on my counter. I'm definitely going to put it down in the floor. And sorry for that turning there. One thing I forgot to mention in the pictures that you'll definitely need, this is one of the key components, is a funnel. You're going to need a funnel. And that would be, you know, to put inside of that. So you're going to take liquid out of here, put it into here. So you need a funnel for sure. They're very cheap at a dollar store. You also may need a measuring cup unless you can eye these laundry powders, you know, right here. Get yourself a measuring cup out. I'm getting ready to measure both the borax and the Arm & Hammer. And what I'll do is just set those aside for a little while, because right now, as you can see over here on my stove, I've got the soap that I just shredded all up. I've got it cooking, and it smells really nice until you actually like get it to burn. So don't let it burn. Just be real cautious of it. And I'm going to turn mine down just a hair so it doesn't actually really bubble. It's smoking pretty good. I have my trusty assistant here. And we're going to go on and measure out these two. You get 2 cups of each. 2 cups of borax, 2 cups of Arm & Hammer. They're dirt cheap at the store, like $1.50 or $1.99 a box. I'm going to measure those out. I've been using them forever, so it's time to get some more after this. The Feld's Naphtha is less than $2 around our area at the stores. And I'm going to see you back here in just a sec. Hey guys, welcome back. We've been stirring this. It's probably been close to 10 minutes, and I still have some clumps.
Smells good.
It does smell good, doesn't it? I really don't want it boiling over. I don't want it burning. I want to keep the as much of the soap in it as I can.
So you got about medium right now.
It is, yeah, it's on number 6 of our eye that goes to 10. And I'm going to turn it up just a hair so we can see some bubbles happening. And while that's doing, I have several other things I can be doing to kill some time. First of all, the trash can. This 6-gallon trash can you see that I'm pointing down at. And sorry, but we're sticking to the newspaper if you hear anything. I got my borax and my Arm & Hammer measured out, 2 cups of each, and a gallon of water down here, just 1 gallon so far. And I'm going to use the handle of this gigantic ladle and stir. And I don't need to stir very far down, so it works fine. We might need...
You're stirring it enough to get the powder.
Yeah, I'm trying to dissolve everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need to stir it really, really well. And in the future, I think I will invest in going to a hardware store and getting a large paint stick.
Yeah, we'll get one.
Those would have been real handy. But I've used this spoon before on making liquid detergent, and it worked just fine for me. I mean, you can see it almost goes to the top. It's pretty close. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing here. And pretty soon we're going to have ourselves a masterpiece started. See you back here in a second. Okay guys, I turned off my stove eye, and this is just cooling down. I know it looks like it's boiling, but that's just the steam coming off of it. I also added another gallon of water down here and stirred vigorously, and you can see it's almost bubbling up as if it were in the washing machine, I guess. And I have a gallon of water ready. So this will be my 3rd gallon of water I'm getting ready to put in. But first, I'm going to add the soap, okay? And I know it still looks clumpy. There are still some clumps. I'm not going to even worry about them. They will dissolve, I think.
I have before.
Yeah, they always usually do. The clumps are why I have my emulsion blender out. Let's just, there we go. And you can see that it's already going to start to get kind of lumpy. That's 3 gallons there. So I have 2 more gallons, and each gallon I put in, I'm going to stir it vigorously, and or Troy's going to stir it vigorously for me while I get the water ready, and we're going to fill it up, okay? We'll be right back. Okay, Troy is still stirring, and I have the Tide open and ready. This is the full one. I'm going to use they're both full actually. I'm going to use, this is 40 ounces of Tide while he still stirs.
Yep.
And like I was saying earlier, I wanted a little bit more bubbles in this one. Can you hold this upside down to get the last little bit out? And I need that container. So I wanted to put a half of another Tide in here. So I have that right here. And, oops, sorry for the shaking. I was trying to open that Tide. And in between him doing that, I did do gallon number 4 of the water. So here's the last of the water. And I had to take into account, which I did not do at the beginning of the video, had to take into the account of the 60 ounces of Tide I'm adding in here. That's probably about half. So which was about a half, almost a half gallon.
Yeah.
So I have These are the smaller versions of Tide.
And was Tide, real quickly, guys, she got this stuff at Harris Teeter, double coupon up to $2. Got both these for 88 cents.
Yeah, so it doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
And how much were they regular? Like $4.88?
They were $4.88 on sale, so I mean even before then. I'm just a big saver. That's why I actually do this. We have like 5 people sometimes doing their laundry in our house, so we need to have inexpensive laundry detergent.
Think about this. This is what? How many ounces are in here? 40 ounces.
We just said that.
Yeah, and how much are we making here?
How many ounces? 640?
Okay.
Something like that.
Math. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're taking a bottle and a half of Tide and turning it into 640 ounces. It's going to last much longer than 2 bottles of Tide would.
Right. So Troy's going to stop stirring now, and I'm going to explain what we're going to do. Straight in front of you where that grate is on that door, that's our laundry room. We're going to slide this in there overnight after we cover it with something. So I have a towel here to cover it with. And the reason that you do that, you just want everything to kind of coagulate. You want things to, you know, just settle. And tomorrow, that's when we'll use our funnel and put it in all of our containers. And I'll show you, if you have an immersion blender, I'll show you what we do with that tomorrow. If you don't have an immersion blender, these things work great. Just shake them. Be able to, you know, shake them like crazy. Whatever works for you. So, to kind of recap, I shredded up a Fels Naphtha bar of soap. Put it in with 3 cups of water and got it going to a really decent boil. And I also added that along with 2 cups of Arm & Hammer baking soda, 2 cups of boric acid into my huge bucket here. Stirred it all up with water. The total water was right around 4 cups. I had to take into account the detergent I was adding. I had to take into the account the water I used with the Fels Naphtha. Towards the end, I added in my Tide. I wanted extra bubbles so that I knew things were getting clean. This is a 40-ounce container. So I added 1.5 of these to my bucket. I have about 60 ounces of detergent in there. I also have the Fels Naphtha bar, which is a detergent bar. And all of these containers should be filled. Yeah, there's Fels Naphtha. If you've never seen what it looks like. And it says laundry bar and stain remover. So all of these
it works good as a stain remover as well.
Okay, let me finish. So in the morning, we can fill up all these containers. And it's going to be lumpy and chunky looking in the morning. And that's okay, I promise you guys. I'm going to show you why it looks that way and what's happened to it. And like I said, the word coagulation is going to happen there. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what's going to happen overnight. So I'll see you back here in the morning, just with a different batches. Good morning, guys. This is what we woke up to. This is the chunkiness I was explaining would happen. It coagulated or gelled up together, and it's got a nice top there, you see? And it's just a couple inches thick. So I'm going to use my immersion blender. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. Just use the stick that you were stirring with the night before and just stir the heck out of it. The immersion blender it's got a tiny little blade in there, so I really have to work it actually too. But it does go up pretty high and deep in there. So I'm going to do that and show you what happens. See, it's not, the whole thing is not thick. It's just the top. Okay, guys, it took me about 2 minutes to get that, you know, gel mostly out of there. And what you can do is just go on and pour in. We have these big wide mouth ones, so we don't need the funnel for them. But you can go ahead and start pouring in your contents. I have all different varieties of bottles here, you can see. We don't drink milk in here. So we were lucky enough to get a milk container that is exactly a gallon. So that one is handy. There's one down. And what I had to do was the math. And I've got 3 of these guys. And one of them I kept the label on so I knew how much they held. And you have to do the math and figure out how much makes 5 gallons. Here, it wasn't complicated at all. Just take your ounces. I'm using the Tide bottle from last night that's empty, and I've got some juice bottles and an old laundry detergent bottle, and that one doesn't have a cap, so we just have to be extra careful with it. One of my gallon jugs that had water in it is in use right now, so that's why it's not out here, but it is in the laundry room now with liquid detergent in it.
And as Marnie said, make sure you leave enough room to shake.
Yeah, when you open these up, they are probably going to look something like this. So you either put your emulsion blender in there and get it going real good. You can put it into another container after that if you want to make sure there are no other chunks down in the you know, deep in the bottom of it. Or just shake it really well. Stir it again with your spoon. Whatever works best for you. Those chunks honestly don't do a thing in the wash. They help it out. It's no big deal. So we're going to start filling all these jugs up and empty out this trash can.
And it's pretty simple.
It is pretty simple. We did the math last night. It was what, 2 or 3 cents per load? Yeah. And it was going to do... If we took this 40-ounce Tide, all that I made in this was going to make 16 bottles of this Tide. And this is actually more concentrated than that Tide. So with the money I would have invested full price at this Tide, the brand new Fells Naphtha, the little bit of baking soda, and the little bit of borax, I would have spent right around $11. And I got 640 ounces out of it. So it doesn't last us as long as I would like for it to last us, but it is very, very inexpensive.
Well, it's about 400 loads.
Yeah, it is about 400 loads,
But
and we actually put a little bit more in on some loads.
Guys, too, if you would have had to bought the Tide to make up 400 loads, it would cost you about $80 at regular price.
Yeah, these say 25 loads per 40 ounces.
You made 400 loads for 11 and some change, as opposed to $80. It's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
It saves you the money in the long run.
It does save you a lot of money. Even though you're using old juice bottles, it doesn't matter. You know, they're going to be, of course, lined up in my laundry room, but I don't care.
And these are examples of what you can use.
Yeah, if you're one of those
big jug or something you want to use, whatever.
Yeah, or if you have a 5-gallon jug and you want to keep it sealed with the lid, they come with lids. If you want to keep that sealed, go for it, because then all you have to do is take the lid off and get what you need at a time, and it saves you.
Whatever's easy for you.
Yeah, whatever works for you. I just give you the recipe and show you how I do it and what works for me.
It's very easy.
There is no, perfect way to do it. But what we are going to do that kind of needs a perfect way for this is we're going to fill these up with the funnel, and we'll get back to you and show you the end results. Okay, guys, you can see we've got these all filled up. We had 2 small extra containers right here. We have a slight mess, but we've lined it with newspaper and stuff. And these are, you can see there are a little bit of chunks still left in it. And the reason I said give it room to shake, that will definitely get some of those lumps out. If you have an emulsion blender, use it. If not, maybe put it in something bigger and stir the heck out of it. It will settle. These will settle over time. And but as fast as people do wash clothes, you can be shaking in between and help it out. Now, Troy mentioned another thing. I told you about the financial part of it and how inexpensive it was. The time it took to do this was a total of about an hour. I mean, we got up this morning and just filled did the emulsion blender and filled our containers. That was that. I got to clean up. That's 10 minutes at the most. And then last night, the longest thing was boiling that boiling the Fells Naphtha into liquid. So that is probably, and shredding it. That took some time. So just remember those things. You can also cut up your Fells Naphtha and put it like in a magic bullet. If you can see, I have one over there near my fruit. And I use that at times. It makes it into almost like a fine powder, coffee ground looking thing. And that has been helpful in the past, especially when I do dry laundry detergent. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've tried it or going to try it. And if you have any other recipe tips. So I have some Tide liquid laundry detergent that I spread out into 5 gallons. I hope that you will try it. I'll see you soon.